Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 29th of May. It's official. The voting stations are open. The people are already trickling in, queuing up to cast their vote next to the political party of their choice. In this video, I want to make a top 10 list of all the political parties that I think are going to do very well, some of which might surprise you. It's going to be very difficult, but I've added the numbers and summed them up, and I think this list is going to shock most of you guys. The top 10 political parties in South Africa right now have worked so hard the last 3 months campaigning, trying to convince you to vote for them. Let's speak about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinchiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. Ladies and gentlemen, the voting stations are already open. People trickling in, voting. It's crazy. I'm so excited to see South Africans finally getting this day. So many drama that has happened, so many issues that the IEC has faced, but eventually, we have to all go to the voting stations and cast our votes. 27 million people who have registered to vote, and the IEC is saying they're expecting about a 75 to 80% turnout. It's going to be crazy. That's a lot of people. I don't think, honestly, those people are all going to vote today. I think they might lapse up and open the voting stations into the late hours of the night, and maybe the early hours of the morning also, and see what is going to happen. Guys, I want to do a top 10. I had to look through the political parties and see which political parties really can get into the top 10. Many parties are going to be stuck with that 1 and 2 seats. So there's, your parties like the Good Party that are not on the list, maybe your PAC that are not on my list, but many of those parties might and might not improve and get into the top 10. But my top 10 in the first list, I've got 2 new kids on the political scene. Well, the Economical Liberators Forum, I believe this political party is going to shock a lot of people. And I think they're going to squeeze themselves. I've got 2 parties in the top 10. Economical Liberators Forum is going to be one of those parties in the top 10. I think they will get something between 60,000 votes to 70,000 votes. I think they will get 1 or 2 seats. But there's another smaller political party, or let's say new kid in the block, which is Arise South Africa. Arise South Africa, I think they will get also 60 to 70,000 votes, which will give them 2 seats. You guys tell me if you agree on the comment section or not. Number 9, I think there are 2 political parties that will be squeezed into that number 9 position. And I think the ATM is going to shock people. Remember that the ATM in 2009 got about 76,000 votes with 2 seats. I think they're going to improve that margin. I think they're really going to improve that margin, and they will get between 130 to 170,000 votes. Them and the ACDP, I think those 2 political parties will improve their seats. The ACDP obviously got 147,000 votes, and that gave them 4 seats. I don't see them improving. I see them running around somewhere about that 140, 130, 120, maybe 150 if they improve. But I see the ACDP retaining their 4 seats in parliament, and I see the ATM improving with Vuyo Zongula, going from 2 seats to 4 seats. This is going to be amazing. You guys will tell me on the comment section if you agree or not. Number 8, I also have 2 political parties new kids in the block. One not so new, but the other one definitely new. I've got Musi Maimane and BOSA at number 8. I think Musi Maimane is going to manage to get 200 to 250,000, maybe edging closer to that 300,000 mark. I also believe that the PA Patriotic Alliance with Gayton Mackenzie, they are going to do good, getting the 250,000, close to 300,000 people that will vote for them. Obviously, their membership is more than that. I think the PA has passed 700,000 members. I'm not sure how loyal and how accurate those numbers are, but we will see if their system is truly true to the votes that will be cast. So I think those two political parties will get 5 seats each. For Musi Maimane to come back to parliament is going to irritate the hell out of the DA to see him across the room. And also the Mabahambe boss, Gayton Mackenzie, will be irritating, especially me in parliament, once he starts talking about building a wall. But unfortunately, that political party, they do have followers, and I think they will do good in this election. 250 to 300,000 votes. Number 7. Guys, in number 7, I honestly see the new kid in the block, Rise Mzansi, coming in. And I also want to put them in the same seat as ActionSA. I believe that these two parties will get anything between 300,000 votes to 420 votes, getting the 10 seats for the two parties. It's going to be a good performance for Rise Mzansi if they can manage to do that. ActionSA, a big political party that many people are sleeping on, including myself. That is why I've put them on number 7. But I think they're going to perform somewhere there and get that 10 seats. It's also going to be another thing that the DA is not going to like, to see most of their former members, even former parliament members, sitting across the room, but in a different color this time around. So I think Rise Mzansi and ActionSA are going to perform somewhat the same. It's very risky to put Rise Mzansi here, but with the budget that they had and the campaigning that they had a good campaign. I hope it's going to translate into votes so that we can see them there in parliament. Another political party that is not actually that thinks South Africa is a business and must be run like a business. So it's not about economical transformation and helping black people to close the gap of the historical disadvantages. But unfortunately, them and Rise and ActionSA are going to perform well in this election. Number 6, guys. In number 6, I've got the FF Plus, the Freedom Flag Plus. I think they're going to do well. You remember in 2019, they got about 400,000 votes, getting about 10 seats. So I think they're going to improve. They're going to capitalize on the mistakes that the DA has been doing. If one party is gaining a lot of voters from the DA, it is the FF Plus, maybe even the PA. So I'm happy to see the DA lose power, especially in the Western Cape. Those white voters moving from one party to another political party that is protecting white privilege. So they are there in that party. I see that party improving from 400,000 voters to about 520,000 voters. So they will be going from 10 seats maybe up to 12 seats. I don't know if you guys agree or not, but they are a force to be reckoned with, because white people are moving away from the DA and finding a new home. Number 5, guys. In number 5, I've got the IFP. Mangasutu Buthelezi is no longer there. I think that political party is going to slowly suffer the absence of their founder. I think in 2019, they got 588,000 votes with 14 seats, which gave them leverage to negotiate. They went into the Moonpack short. They are one of the political parties funded by the Oppenheimers. As a black political party, for me, that's not a good sign, and I think they will be punished for that by the voters in in KwaZulu-Natal. And also remember the the EFF getting into KwaZulu-Natal, growing there. The DA doing good in KwaZulu-Natal, surprisingly growing there with that Chris Papa's boy. And then you've got also the MK formed in KwaZulu-Natal. So you know that the IFP is somehow going to lose some votes. So I think they're going to drop from that 588,000, going lower to the 500,000 type of range for them. I don't know if you guys agree, but I don't see that political party as a political party that has grown over the last few years. Number 4, guys, number 4, I've got the new kid in the block, Umkhonto Wesizwe. I honestly wish that Umkhonto Wesizwe can do better and beat my number 3, but we have to be realistic and look at the numbers and see what is happening. And I think Umkhonto Wesizwe will get something between 2.5 million 2 million to 2.5 million, getting about 48 seats in parliament, 48 to 53 seats. That's what I think how Jacob Zuma is going to do. I'm not going to give you guys percentages. The percentages will work themselves out, but I think Umkhonto Wesizwe is going to get somewhere there between 2 million voters that are going to vote for them and get to maybe 2.5 million voters. You guys will tell me if you agree or not. The problem with Umkhonto Wesizwe is that it was always a one-man show, overbooking the old man, working so hard. But fortunately for them, the people who love Jacob Zuma, whether he's there or not. Jacob Zuma is celebrated throughout the whole of South Africa. The only president that carries the stature and the X factor, you know, that political something. Jacob Zuma is the only one that carries that in South Africa. So he's very, very much loved than any politician in the history of South Africa. So I think that they will get 2 million to 2.5 million. Go in the comment section and tell me where you have placed Umkhonto Wesizwe. For me, they are a solid number 4. Number 3. In number 3, of course, is going to be the Democratic Republic. What do they call them? The Democratic Alliance. Democratic Republic. Okay, let's start again. 2. Number 3. In number 3, a surprising position for me, but I have to give it to the DA. For me, the DA is, from the top 3, is the only political party that will decline the most when it comes to voters. And I think they're going to feel it. They have made up a mess up when it comes to the Palestine and Israel position. They've made a mess up with their white voters who have moved to the FF+. So for me, the DA is going to suffer. In 2019, they got about 3.5 million voters that gave them 80. How many votes did they have? That gave them about 84 seats in parliament, and I think that is going to come down. I see them getting anything between 2.8 million and 3 million, and that will drop them to maybe 74, maybe even 70 seats in parliament. You guys will tell me if you agree or not, but I think the DA is going to decline, and I'll be smiling every second when I see that. Jesus. Number 2. In number 2, we've got no other than the EFF. The EFF, guys, in 2019, they got about 1.8 million votes and managed to secure 44 seats in parliament. So the EFF is saying they are doing nothing but double that number, so meaning they will land close to 4 million. I do agree with that. I think the EFF has grown a lot, but I would say from 1.8 million, they will be somewhere at 3.5 and 3.8 million, just below 4 million, where I think they would wish to fall in between 4.5 to 5 million is where the EFF would wish to fall. But I think 3.5 to 3.8 is where I see the EFF improving. There are 44 seats in parliament and getting close to 90 seats in parliament. Is going to be a big improvement for them, the EFF. I don't know if you guys agree or not, but my number 2 is the EFF. Number 1, And guys, not necessarily the winner, but I'm telling you, the ANC will get the most votes from all the political parties. They managed to get about 10 million voters in 2019, securing them the 230 seats in parliament. So this time around, I think the ANC will struggle to get the 10 million. They will fall somewhere in between 8.9 million voters to 9.7 million voters. I see the ANC declining, but still being the party that gets the most votes. So I see them getting something like 197 to 200 votes. 200, 201, 202. Not votes, I mean seats in parliament. So 197 to 200, 201, 202, which will just bring them over that 50%. Who knows? But just below, also, if my prediction is right, just below the 50%, landing them somewhere there at that 48, 47 mark. So that is my top 10 political parties. You guys go in the comment section, tell me your top 10. If you are lazy to do a top 10, just write your top 5 on the comment section and tell me what you think about that. We'll be working too much. You guys will be getting a video every 3 hours. It's going to be a crazy day. The 29th of May. May God bless South Africa. May God bless everyone going. May no one die in the name of elections. May no one die in the name of political parties. May no one kill in the name of political parties. May no blood be shed in today's day. I pray this in the mighty name of Jesus, and I pray that you guys may also pray wherever you are. Be safe wherever you are. Be careful wherever you are, guys. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.